We have asked Barry to give short answers on frequently asked questions.
Bidding on a property can be done in different ways. The normal way is making an offer, seller does a counter offer, and you try to get to a deal. Another option is that there are so many people interested in the house that the seller decides to have everybody making an offer one time in the blind, and he chooses the best one. The negotiation starts after you make an offer and the seller makes a counter offer. You can bid on several houses at the same time, but it's not done. The difference between long-term lease and privately owned ground is that with the lease you pay an annual fee called canon, and with the owned ground you don't pay anything, you own the ground. After the signing of the purchase agreement, a buyer has a 3-day cooling off period starting at midnight on the day everybody has signed the contract. You have to take into account that if you buy a property above 400,000 euros, you have to pay transfer tax, notary fees, real estate agent fees, interpreter cost and other small sums. It's not wise to use multiple real estate agents at the same time, because they all have one goal and in the end they will interfere with each other. If you buy an apartment, you become automatically member of a homeowners association, which means you own part in the building and together with the other owners you keep the maintenance of the building in good shape. If you need a mortgage, you need a valuation report. A valuation report can be done by a valuator you can choose yourself. But the valuation report always needs to be validated by a separate institute. The land registry is the office where all real estate transactions are registered. It's very difficult to answer how much you need to overbid. It depends on the area, on the location, on the size, and the quality of the building. Also, it's wise to use an experienced advisor so he can take all this in consideration. As a real estate agent, you cannot work for the buyer and the seller at the same time. It's not done in the Netherlands. You don't buy the furniture together with the house. With the purchase, there will be a list of movables, and that will state what will stay and what will go. The real estate agent will not take care of the finances. That will be done by a mortgage provider or a bank. An anti-speculation clause is a clause that limits you in selling within a certain period. Most of the time that's done when a corporation sells social housing. Are you allowed to rent out your apartment? That's something up to the bank to approve. If you get a loan for own use, basically you can only use it for yourself. If you want to rent it out, you need approval from the bank or you need a buy-to-let mortgage. An energy label is a label that gives the rating of a house. For example, an A, B, C, D, E is similar as with cars and with fridges. It is not possible to buy a house with cash. It is possible to buy a house with a bank transfer. You don't need a lawyer to buy a house. The only lawyer you need is a civil lawyer, and that's called the notary in the Netherlands. Normally you make a down payment within 4 weeks after signing the purchase agreement.